welcome, my dear students, the heroes of grade 6, for the last unit in our curriculum. Today, inshallah, we'll talk about unit 4, the structure and function of the human body. The structure and function of the human body. In this unit, inshallah, we'll study two systems, two important systems. The human nervous system, and this is the human nervous system, and also the skeletal system or the locomotory system. The locomotory system or the skeletal system. So we are going to study two important systems in our body. If you know, our body is made of many systems that work together like a big factory. Your body is like a big factory, has many machines, and the machines like the systems. And one of the important systems, which is the nervous system. السلام عليكم. أنا معايا سنة 6 عندي حصة الآن، ممكن بعد سنة 6 أخلص الحصة؟ زوم على جريد 6 ستودنتس، موجود اللينك على 6 ستودنتس. على 6 ستودنتس، أوكي؟ هلا على 6 ستودنتس الجروب بتاع الطلبة، ماشي؟ لا يا فندم، في الجدول الساعة 4. تحت أمرك. السلام عليكم. Okay, يا شباب. So we have the human nervous system, or the most important system in our body. The system which control all the body system. The system of communication. The system of controlling all body systems. As the computer processor, you know, the computer processor is the most important part in the computer. Your brain and your spinal cord and your nerves. The brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves, they are the parts of the nervous system. And they are very important. You will see now the important body, the system, which is the nervous system. We can divide the nervous system into two main parts, two major parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Now, you are like a doctor. You are studying like a doctor, okay? Now you are entered the faculty of medicine. Are you ready? Now you are in the faculty of medicine. We are going to study like a doctor, inshallah. The central nervous system and what? The peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system. Okay? The central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The first part of the nervous system, which is the central nervous system, أو الجهاز العصبي المركزي, it contains two main parts: the brain, المخ, and the spinal cord, الحبل الشوكي. The brain and the spinal cord. The brain, you know, inside the skull. في الجمجمة. البرين موجود في علبة عصبية. Body box called skull. Skull is الجمجمة. And the spinal cord is a long tube. It passes through the vertebral column or inside the backbone. The spinal cord أو الحبل الشوكي passes through the spinal cord or the backbone. Okay? And we have also the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system contain what? Contain many nerves. Many nerves. Some of them come from the brain, and some of them come from the spinal cord. So the nerves which come from the brain are called cranial nerves. They are called cranial nerves, and they are 12 pairs. And the peripheral nerves which come from the spinal cord are called what? Are called the spinal nerves. The spinal nerves, and we will study them in details, inshallah. And they are 31. But before we start talking about the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves, we have to know what does the nervous system is made of. You know that? Your body is made of many systems. You know your body is made of what? The body is made of many systems. The body is made of what? Is made of many systems. Systems. So, like digestive. Tell me some systems, ya Yahya.
Digestive system.
Yeah, very good.
Respiratory system.
Okay. Okay. And respiratory system, nervous system, locomotory system, and so on. We have many systems in our body. Okay, reproductive system, circulatory system, excretory system, and every system is made of many.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, you are late. Many organs. Okay, the system is made up of what? Many organs. Okay. Like what? If we are talking about the digestive system, what are the organs in the digestive system?
Can I say?
Yes, Hamza.
Yeah, we have the
Mouth.
we have the stomach.
The stomach, small intestine, large
and
intestine,
esophagus, and the esophagus. Yes.
We have many organs in every system. Okay. Okay. And after that, the organ is made up of many
tissues.
Very good. Many tissues. And the organ is made up of many tissues. Like the blood is a tissue. The blood is a tissue. The skin is a tissue. The muscles is a tissue, and so on. And finally, every tissue is made up of cells. Very good, my son. Every tissue is made of cells, similar cells. So we can say the cell is the building unit of the body. Is it true or wrong?
True. But
So
I have a question.
Building unit, the smallest building unit of the body. Is it true or wrong? True.
What?
Is it okay?
But
if
Mr.
you
I
have
have a question.
Sound in your mic, please close your mic. Mute your mic. The one who have a baby, mute your mic. Okay, Shabab. Type. The neuron is the cell which builds the nervous system. So every system is made of cells, and the cells of the nervous system is called a neuron. It's called what? Neuron. Or
neuron.
The nerve cell. The nerve cell.
Okay, but Mr. I have a question.
You have a question?
Yes.
Yes, quickly.
Are cells made from atoms?
No. We are talking not about the matter. The matter is made of molecules and atoms. But now we are talking about the body of living organisms. Okay?
Oh.
Not the matter. If you are talking about the matter, the smallest building unit of matter is molecules and atoms. Okay?
And okay.
The matter
So
is
are made
the
from
smallest,
atoms?
the smallest than the body organism. The organism body is made of finally of matter. Yani the cell is made of organic molecules. The cell include organic and inorganic molecules, and the organic molecules made of elements, and the elements made of atoms. Finally, you can go to the atoms. The atoms are more smaller than the cell. Okay.
Yes.
Let's continue.
Okay.
Let me continue, please. Let me continue, please. So what is the neuron is? What the neuron is? Who can tell me? Hamdi.
The building unit.
Hamdi, I want Hamdi.
Yes,
Tafadhal ya Hamdi. Hamdi, the neuron is what?
the building unit of the nervous system. It is called a nerve cell.
The building unit of the nervous system, and it is called nerve cell or neuron or a neuron. As we see, everybody made of systems, and every system is made of organs, and every organ made of tissues, and finally the tissue made of cells, and the cells which build The nervous system is called the nerve cell or the neuron. Okay. Let's watch and study the structure of the neuron. Can you see here?
Yes.
Yes.
The neuron is a long cell. As you see, the neuron is a long cell. If you watch the figure here, the neuron has long tail or long axon like this. Can you see the axon? It is very long. Why it is very
Yes.
long? Because it passes through all the body. It starts in the brain and reaches all body parts. Yani this part of the cell body is found in the brain. The cell body is found where?
The brain.
In the brain.
The brain.
Millions of cell bodies in the brain. Millions. So the brain is made up of the cell bodies. Okay, the brain is a block, a neural block or a nerve block made of millions of cells. The cell body of the nerve cells, all of them are found in the brain. And then
the axon.
the axon extends in the nerve to every part of your body. It is first extended in spinal cord, then extend to all parts of the body. Is it okay?
Okay.
So the axon passes through the spinal cord, then it passes through the nerve, then it reaches all body parts, like your finger. Your finger has an axon or the nerve. The nerve in your fingers that make you feel touch or hot or cold. This nerve has terminals of the axon. You feel cold or hot because there is a terminals in your finger. Yeah, terminals in your finger come from the axon of the
Like what I
nerve
took
cell.
now.
So we can say that the structure of the cell of the neuron, two parts. What are they? What are the two parts?
Neuron, the cell body, and the
Axon
axon.
and cell body.
Very good. Cell body and axon. Cell body found where? In the central nervous
brain.
system. يعني in the brain. The cell body found where?
In the
In the
brain.
In the
central
brain
nervous
or in
system.
the central nervous system. And the axon extends through the nerves. Through the nerves بيمتد في الأعصاب and reaches all body
Secondary
organs.
nervous
بيوصل
system.
لكل أعضاء الجسم. Okay? So the axon may be 1 meter length. يعني لما أقول لك التيرمينالز اللي عندك في التو فينجر اوف ذا فوت. طب يا ترى في الفينجر اوف ذا فوت تيرمينالز ولا لا؟ Can you feel with your foot or not?
With your what?
Can you feel with your finger of the foot? You can feel hot or cold by your finger in the foot?
Yes.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
feel hot or cold if you touch ice by your finger of the toe in the leg, in the foot. Can you feel hot or cold?
Yes.
Yes.
So
I
there
can.
is terminal. There is terminals in your foot. Okay?
Yes.
يعني ايه؟ يعني الاكسون reach the foot. طب how long is it now? When it comes from the brain to the foot, how long is it? The axon now may be 1 meter or more because it starts where? It starts in the brain and ends
Yes.
where? In every body organs, like the foot. So maybe the axon length may be 1 meter or more. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes, it depends
So,
on
Mr.
it depends on the human height.
مش
Yes.
سامع. قول تاني. Repeat your question.
It depends on the human height.
Of course,
Because
yeah.
if I'm
It
very
depends
tall.
on your height. Very good. Because a baby different from a young boy, different from a man, an old man. Very good. Different from a basketball player. أكيد.
Yes.
طيب تعال نقول حاجة تانية. السيل بودي اللي هو الفيرست بارت has some terminals أو حاجة اسمها dendrites. Dendrites. شايفهم؟
Yes.
dendrites. اسمها إيه؟
It forms
Dendrites.
synapse.
الدندرايتس دي بتعمل ايه؟ الدندرايتس دي connect the cell with the other cells. Connect the cell with the other cells because the cells will send the messages to each other and connect between each other. Okay? The dendrites are branches emerge from the cell body. And there is also a nucleus. In the center of the
Yes.
cell body, there is a nucleus.
It's the brain. It's the brain
the
of the
brain,
cell.
like the brain. It is like the brain of the cell. The nucleus
Yes.
is like the brain of the cell. And also, there is cytoplasm. Any cell has cytoplasm. Any cell has what? Cytoplasm.
Yes, Mr. Can I say what is the cytoplasm?
اتفضل.
It's like a jelly floor in the
It is
cell.
like a jelly fluid. It is a liquid. It is a liquid like this, like contain large amount of water. Large
Yes,
amount of
a jelly floor.
of water.
Yes.
Okay, a liquid contain large amount of water, and this is the cytoplasm. Okay. And the
I
dendrites.
took
Can you tell me more about the dendrites?
Yes.
Tell me more about the dendrites.
It connects with the terminals of other neurons forming synapse.
Synapse. Forming
Yes.
synapse. Forming what? Synapse. They connect to each other. Every cell connect with the
Yes.
neighboring cells to make synapse. بيسموها التشابك العصبي. لما بتتشابك
Yes.
كده الدندرايتس مع بعض بتعمل حاجه اسمها الساينابس او التشابك العصبي. Okay?
Okay.
Now
Okay.
let's go to the axon. Let's go to the axon. It's covered with a sheet of fats called myelin sheet. It's covered with a fatty sheet or fatty layer called myelin sheet. The axon is very long and covered with a fatty layer called myelin sheet. Okay? And the end with some branches called the terminals. End with some branches called terminals. Okay? The axon extends through the spinal cord, then extends through the nerves, then reach all body organs. There is axons in your hand, in your leg, in your abdomen, in your body, all body parts. You have a nerves, and the nerve is made up of axons. Who can tell me more about the axon?
I can.
Yasin Yunus. Yasin. Axon is what?
A cylindrical axis covered with a fatty layer called
Myelin sheath. Fatty layer called
Myelin
myelin
sheath.
sheath. It is a cylindrical axis covered with a fatty layer called myelin sheath. Continue.
To protect it.
To protect it ماشي مفيش مشكلة.
Axon terminals, they are nerve endings of axon connected to the muscle.
The axon terminals, like these terminals here, connected to muscles, connected to any organs. Okay? And when they are connected, they make synapse. When they connected to each other, they make synapse. The dendrites connected together to make synapse. Okay? And maybe it's connected to the dendrites of another cell. It may be connected to dendrites of another cell. So the terminals connected to dendrites. Terminals can be connected to muscle, can be connected to dendrites. Okay? Who can tell me about the synapse? أشرف
Can I
وليد.
say?
Can I say?
سيف اتفضل يا سيف.
An
And me,
area
please.
an area in which the terminal of neurons are connected to the dendrites of another neuron.
يبقى الساينابس أو التشابك العصبي the area in which terminals of neurons are connected to the dendrites of another neuron. يبقى هنا ما دام في كونكشن بين الدندرايتس والتيرمينالز او الدندرايتس والاذر دندرايتس يبقى انا عندي هنا تشابك عصبي. حاجه اسمها ايه؟ ساينابس. طيب تحبوا تشوفوا فيديو؟
Okay.
You like to watch a video?
Okay.
Yes.
But
You like
Mr. I have a
videos a
question.
lot. I know you like videos more.
Okay, but Mr. I have a question.
اتفضل.
So Mr. The synapse they make nerve tissues.
The synapse has a connection between two cells. So the two cells
To make tissues.
The synapse connected between two cells. So the two cells send the messages to each other and they receive messages from each other. Okay?
Star.
Okay.
Watch the movie. Watch the video,
Start.
okay?
Okay.
Mr.
all of our body, and that
Mr.
You watch or not? Who
I
said
said
Yes.
عايز أقول
Yeah.
حاجة سؤال.
is our brain. As it is the most sensitive organ, our brain is kept inside a bony covering called skull. From doing physical activity to solving logical problems, from dealing with emotions and feeling to creativity, the brain is responsible for all. Therefore, it never sleeps. Our brain can be divided into three main parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and brainstem.
طيب هنا بيكلمنا يا شباب عن البرين. بيقول لي البرين is the most important part in your body. Okay? The brain is a block of nerve cells, millions of nerve cells found inside the skull. And it contains three main parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, cerebellum, and a medulla oblongata or brainstem. In your book, it's called medulla oblongata. Okay? Continue watching.
Cerebrum is the largest part of brain, which can be further divided into right and left halves, called hemisphere. Each cerebral hemisphere has 4 lobes, namely frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe.
This is the first part of your brain, which is called cerebrum. Cerebrum is the biggest part of your brain, and it has 2 halves. It is divided into 2 halves. 2 halves are called 2 cerebral hemispheres. 2 cerebral hemispheres. They have a lot of folds. They have a lot of folds because they are included in a small area. So they have a lot of folds. And they are separated from each other, but joined by some nerve fibers. They are joined by nerve fibers, but they are 2, not 1 only. 2 cerebral hemispheres. And they have many parts, like the frontal part, the parietal part, the occipital part, and the temporal part. This is the parts of your brain.
Each lobe performs different functions. Cerebellum is responsible for movement and coordination. It gives you sense of balance and thus prevents you from falling down. Brainstem includes midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. It controls your body's involuntary actions, like breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Brain comes under a system called nervous system. Structurally, nervous system is classified into 2 types: central nervous system, CNS, and peripheral nervous.
So the central nervous system, CNS, which is represented by the brain and the spinal cord. The brain and the
PNS.
spinal cord. Okay? The brain, like you see here, the brain, and also what? The spinal cord. This is the central nervous system. This is CNS. Okay? Continue.
Nervous system, PNS. The central nervous system comprises of the brain and spinal cord. The spinal cord is the bridge that comprises of the brain and spinal cord. The spinal cord is and peripheral nervous system, PNS.
So PNS represented by the nerves, which emerge from the brain and emerge from what also? Emerge from the brain like this, and emerge from also emerge from the spinal cord like this. This is the PNS, the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system أو الجهاز العصبي الطرفي. CNS, the central nervous system, الجهاز العصبي المركزي. The nerves which emerge, the CNS contain the brain and the spinal cord. And the PNS, the peripheral nervous system, contain cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. The nerves come from the brain and come from the spinal cord.
The central nervous system comprises of the brain and spinal cord. The spinal cord is the bridge that connects the brain to peripheral nervous system. It starts from medulla oblongata and stretches to lumbar region of the spine or vertebral column. The peripheral nervous system is a network of nerves spread across our body. Think of peripheral nervous system as a network of highway that connects the body with central nervous system. This highway has 2-way traffic. Let's see how. When you hold a hot cup of coffee, sensory neurons in your hand transmit signal to brain through sensory neurons, also called
So here we can see how the nerve message is sent. The message sent from your body organs to the brain. The message from your body organs to the brain. The sensations of hot or cold is sent from the hand to the brain. And the brain interpret it, understand it, and send you, it is hot. You have to move your hand away. So you can sense by hotness or coldness not on your hand, but in your brain. The real sensation of hotness or coldness happen in your brain, not in the hand. You say it is hot or cold, you understand it is hot or cold by your brain, not by your hand. Is it okay?
afferent neurons, that the cup is hot.
Yes.
Your brain process that information and send response through motor neurons, known as efferent neurons, that you must put that cup back. PNS consists of total 43 pairs of nerve, among which 12 originate in brain, named as cranial nerves, and 31 originate
So the number of cranial nerves are 12 pairs. And the
from
number
spinal
of
cord,
spinal
hence
nerves
called
are
as spinal
31,
nerves.
31 pairs of spinal nerve. So the total number is what?
43.
43.
43 nerves, 12 cranial and 31 spinal. Is it okay?
Here, you hear the word neuron. Neuron is the basic unit of nervous system. It is the nerve cell which transmit electrical signals to brain. A neuron has 3 parts. Dendrites transmit electrical signals.
As you see, the neuron is the building unit of the nervous system, and its function is transmitting the nerve impulse or is the nerve messages. It is electrical messages sent in a part of seconds from your body organs to the brain and from your brain to the body organs. So the function of the neuron sending and receiving the messages between the brain and the body organs and vice versa. Okay?
To brain. A neuron has 3 parts: dendrites, soma or cell body, and axon. Dendrites serve as input device for neuron because it receives input from other nerve cells. Soma or cell body of neuron contains nucleus. Axons serve as output device from where it transmit electrical response to other neurons. I hope this helps you in understanding nervous system.
You get it, ya shabab? Is it good?
Yes.
Nice video.
Not so much.
Inshallah,
Very good.
next session we'll discuss together the central nervous system in detail. In the next session, we'll
Okay.
discuss together the central nervous system in details. But today's homework, I want you please to write this homework.
Okay.
Okay?
What?
Put it in
Mention-
WhatsApp.
I will send, inshallah, the importance of the nervous system.
So,
This is
Mr.
number
I
one.
have a question.
Now, this is number one, okay?
So, it's in the book. We study
And
until the neuron.
parts of the nervous system, okay? This is question number one. Number two, I want you to draw. I want to show me your drawing, your best drawing. Draw the neuron. I know there is a lot of talented students in drawing. And mention its parts. Is it easy, Shabab?
Not so
Okay.
much.
I want to see.
So-
I want to see your talent. Okay.
So we study until the neuron and mention the importance and parts of the nervous system and draw the neuron.
Yeah, my son. Yeah, inshallah. Is it easy homework?
Okay, I study then I do it.
You will send me the homework inshallah today or tomorrow, no problem, because tomorrow is a vacation.
Yes, but we still
Mister,
go.
I have a question.
We'll still,
Is
we'll
it-
still have
write the homework?
I will send you on WhatsApp, okay?
Oh, and Mister, I have a question.
اتفضل.
Is tomorrow vacation from school or is it vacation from going to school?
From school, from all sessions. Both of
So
them.
we do not go to
So
school
not go-
and don't go
And we will not
online.
have any session. Only the extra session.
Just the extra session?
We don't
Okay, thank
have.
you.
Yeah, we
tomorrow,
don't have.
Mister, there is no online. Tomorrow there's no online, right?
Will be no online, only the curriculum, the schedule of the extra session.
Okay,
Mister, there isn't any
يعني بكرة
extra tomorrow.
مستر احنا بكرة
بكرة
هنروح
أجازة.
ولا مش هن-
يعني
بكرة
بكره vacation يا شباب.
excuse me,
بكرة
Mister.
أجازة.
If you have an extra
يا مستر
session,
الحصة
teacher will
بتخلص
call
لحد
you.
الساعة 5.
Thank you,
Excuse me,
everybody. I hope we enjoyed together this session. Thank you and goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.